sure you go to Light Snack. That's LYTE snack.com. And make sure for all your deliveries, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you visit Light Snack and they'll deliver it right to your door. And make sure when you get those deliveries, make sure you're ordering those Magic City wings. And remember, their motto, don't forget to lick the sauce. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Not Just Another Sports Show, short for No Jazz. I am your host, KD. And, of course, I'm going to get this right, man, because when I see it, it's to my left. But when I view it, it's to my right. So, beside me is the man, always on the scene, always on the go. Tank, tell the people what's up, Tank.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? How y'all feeling?
I hope they're feeling good if they're from LA.
Not so much if they're from New York.
You know what, man? Hold on. I want everybody to make sure you follow us on Twitter or X at No Jazz Show. Follow us on Instagram at noj.a.s.s. Follow us on YouTube, No Jazz Show. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, share, please. Do all of those things for us. Now, getting on with the show. If you all have been hiding under a rock, well, I won't say that.
Or smoking a rock.
Yeah. Because it's midnight. It's midnight on the East Coast, but New York is the city that never sleeps. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's New York.
But they were sleeping on them LA Dodgers and lost 4-1 in the World Series. Congratulations. Let's do it. Congratulations to the LA Dodgers on winning the World Series. Score of 7-6, series 4-1. There was a lot of questions about Aaron Judge showing up like Dak Prescott. But he did have one homer tonight. Had a run, 2 hits, and unfortunately in losing calls. I'm pretty sure I didn't take the time, but maybe I can find out right now because I'm thinking it would end up being. Hold on, I'm gonna let everybody know right now.
Yeah, I played for the Dodgers when I played T-ball many.
You play? Oh, it was your team was called the Dodgers.
Yeah, I remember while you looking at that, I give y'all the story. We will be getting. I
just wanted to point out because I didn't want to guess, but I had everybody kind of had a feeling because of the series he had. Freddie Freeman ends up winning the World Series MVP. I didn't want to take anything away from anybody that might have snuck up and got it, but the Dodgers definitely came through tonight. Congratulations to them. I thought it would be more of a series, but maybe it was just the brand names of the Dodgers and Yankees that made people think it would be more than what it was. But the Yankees were definitely and come to the conclusion that they were outmatched. They were outmatched up and down the baseball diamond. They were outmatched by Ice Cube's performance versus Fat Joe's. Just outmatched, outclassed. Throw your W's up. You know, no East Coast West Coast rivalry. You got dominated. Period. It was Death Row 92.
They could have.
Nobody. Go ahead.
Do you think they could have gotten somebody other than Fat Joe that would have been a better match for Cube?
You know what? In my personal opinion, what Cube did, like in that instance, you couldn't go second. Like I think if the New York Yankees would have started out with Fat Joe and he did a song he did, Lean Back or whatever the case may be, the original would have been on the Yankees. But it looked like, and this is something you don't do with cities like LA and New York with rivals like that, you know, and I'm talking about like they're rivals across the board.
Yeah.
You don't go second. And I believe they asked a lot of people. Fat Joe said yes, and he put himself in a position to go second and look like you copycat. because I believe the roles was reversed. It's hard to say if Cube would have been able to get beyond being number 2. But it was fitting and poetic justice that Yankees end up number 2 in the league. Fat Joe ends up number 2 in the performance. Kind of that, nothing against Fat, but it was like, it was dry.
But was he was he the heaviest hitter they could have gotten, or do you think they could have gotten somebody else?
No, he wasn't the heaviest hitter because Jay-Z got the New York anthem.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Jadakiss is in that New York anthem with Fat Joe. Like, it could have been a group of them. So to bring the mark up, Ja Rule, and then Cameron, New York City. Like, they got a lot of anthems. And I think no one wanted to go second. I think they called those people and asked them. It was like, no, yeah, they just started it out because it's too fitting, and they have the ammunition to return fire, but they didn't want to go second. They had already originated it. We don't want to do it. Let's try something else. If they win, if they make it to a game 7, which would have been in LA, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't. I don't think anybody wanted to go second. They didn't answer that phone.
Okay. That hit refresh moment was brought to you by yours truly, KD.
That hit refresh moment was indeed exactly. And just to let everybody know, sometimes we do hit the refresh button because that was a lot of hit refresh. East Coast, West Coast rivalry. New York anthems versus LA anthems. So all that stuff was going in. But the loyalty was shown when a Mets fan put his hand and all he had with his life. Tell him what happened, Tank. That was crazy, man. That was crazy.
I can't remember the player's name. Was that Beanie Wells or who was? I think that was. I can't remember who went up to grab a foul. It was a foul ball. Yeah, Mookie Betts went up to grab a foul ball, and 2 crazy Mets fans stuck the guy literally stuck his hand into his glove and pried the ball out. I mean, he and his friend got kicked out. I'm sure they paid a good penny for those tickets. And they got kicked out.
Were they disguised as Yankees fans?
I thought it was Yankees fans.
Well, they had on Yankees jersey. You said they were Mets fans.
Oh, yeah, Yankees fans. My Yankees fans.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the situation was, but yeah, they both had stripes in the other away team. But yeah, they were. Matter of fact, Gronk says he played college. Was in college with one guy who had his hand in the glove. Gronk said he played hockey, and he's always been that type of dude.
Yeah, man, that's terrible. I mean, that's fans really interfering in the game.
That's New York.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, what if he would have injured Betts when he was up there? Because it looked like he was dangling in the air because they were holding the glove.
Lord, he didn't.
That's crazy.
His mental capacity had no interest in Mookie's safety.
No, because if Mookie had done something and popped them, then the whole dynamic changes.
But you know how that goes, right?
Yeah,
you shouldn't hit the
but and it would have been Mookie could have been like, look, I don't come to your job when you trying to put salt on the fries and just start sticking my hand in the bean.
Just behind the counter and tell exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's some crazy baseball fans because on football fields you do that. New York fans.
There you go. New York. That's New York.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because because we know if you do that on the football field, particularly if you got somebody like James Harrison, he's gonna slam you on the ground.
Exactly. It's something in that slice of pizza in New York that probably Nino Brown sold.
Yeah. But can you imagine? Just think, had that play been something that would have cost them that game? Think about it now.
The rules here's the situation. Baseball use cameras and replay like everybody else now. And so on the other end of it, the fan himself would have had to, if the fan puts his hand down in the area where Mookie Betts interferes with him catching it because he caught it, then he tried to get it out of his hand.
Yeah.
But even if he would have been in his hand would have been in his glove, they would have had to review it, but they would have reviewed it as interference by fan, kicked out, and called it a catch
Okay.
instead of a double, etc. You know, so they do make sure that it doesn't interfere with the outcome of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's just crazy though. I
That's
mean,
just crazy, man. To be trying to do
you
some stuff.
catch a home run, you catch a foul ball, but you don't go into the guy's glove and take.
Just take it. Take it.
So now you don't
and
get
he
to
was
finish
right there
watching the
by
game.
Mookie. He right there by Mookie, and Mookie robbed him.
Yeah.
Mookie, let me get that ball and see if Mookie give it to him.
Yeah. You can do that.
Because I think Mookie, I think Betts would have respected the fan. Maybe not the LA and the New York thing, but I think he would have respected the fan being in that seat. Great catch, Mookie. I really don't mean that, but can I get that ball?
Yeah, I mean, especially if it was a foul ball, be like, okay, here, because the guy, because it's like, okay, the fan could have caught the ball, but instead of interfering, he let you go ahead and make the play. Yeah, that
Well,
would have.
yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy, and we're gonna get into the rules a little bit because you have some things with the rules as far as that's concerned. But I know you had a question in regards to championships, and you were just saying that you prefer one game championships over series, or would it be better
Yes.
if the NFL constituted, or what it would be like if the NFL constituted or instituted, I'm sorry, a 7-game series
Or a 5-game. Yeah, that's not
or
for
5 game.
football.
Okay,
Say, well, for football, make it a 3-game because of the wear and tear. Me
let's do
personally,
out of 3.
yeah, personally, I prefer one. You got one shot. To quote Eminem, to quote Eminem, to quote Jameis, I
Yeah,
prefer the one
and
shot.
then you got once. Do not
Yeah,
miss your chance
but
to blow.
yeah, I prefer one shot. Hey, you got to be at your best, and if somebody's hurt or whatever, so be it. You got to go with what you got instead of, well, we lost this, and okay, we'll get them tomorrow night. We'll get them in 2 nights. Well, we down 2-0. Hey, we can still get up. We down 3. Man, we go on a run. We can get back in this. No, if you're getting mopped 3-0, you're the better team. I'm sorry. I don't care about the team coming back and winning 4 straight. You shouldn't ever get down like that in a series.
If you get mocked 2-0, you mean
3-0.
well best
3-0.
three
Best
game
out of 7.
series. 3-game series is the best out of.
No, I'm talking as far when I say best out. When I say 3, I'm talking like baseball and basketball and hockey. How they have 7 games.
Right.
But in football, I would say 3. Me
Right. That's
personally,
what I'm
I
saying.
don't like.
You wouldn't get okay, mathematically you gotta win 4 of 7, 3
Yeah,
of 5. So it would be
yeah,
2 out of 3. You couldn't win, you need to win 3. You can't win 3.
yeah. But I think if you're down getting swept like that in whatever series and
Sweep would
whatever
probably be
sport,
2.
yeah, I don't
Best
think there's no. Yeah, I don't believe in giving somebody a chance. You should get a chance to come back because this team beat you 2, 3 times in a row in whatever sport. I think I prefer one game and we go on. I don't like series because anything can happen.
so I guess your question ain't necessarily, your question is baseball and basketball should institute 1 game.
Right. Because I believe in basketball, in college basketball, you got 1 game. They don't do a series. You know, they do the top, what is 64 finals to 64, and they narrow it down they thin
Right.
out the herd. And then there's one game. Well, the two that survive, they play one game and that's it. I think the NBA and Major League Baseball and hockey should all do the same thing. But I understand it's the money involved and all of that. But for me, the purist as far as sports and championship, hey, we play, you lose, hey, I'm the champ. Just like you don't have boxing matches, you don't have trilogies set up. Hey, we're gonna fight 3 times and the best out of 3 wins the title.
You don't watch baseball, do you?
You say, do I like it? No.
Do you watch?
No.
Okay.
It bores me.
Baseball, for what you're saying, is a different aspect because I think baseball deserves its 7-game series because of pitching. You know, like you don't have one main point guard and one quarterback. You have a pitching rotation,
Mhm.
and could put you in a situation where, for what you're talking about, your pitchers would only be able to pitch 3 innings. If he's hot and get cold, okay, we're gonna put in another guy. And you need a game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4 pitching rotation to get to see the drama of baseball. And then within that, you need, okay, a batter's rotation. Maybe he doesn't need to be the leadoff man. He does. And see, basketball and hockey, in that regard, do that same thing because in the series, unlike football, football is a right there situation. And you have to make adjustments in game. Not saying the other sports don't, and you get that break, but the series side of it does kind of give you more of a mass appeal because another thing too, arena sports, I mean like closed arena, unlike baseball, they have, everybody has a home game element. Remember, even football loses the home game element
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yet you keep the home field element in a series.
And
Like
yeah.
that 6 man in that regard is an advantage. So and even in college, it's neutral area. I think college would rather, and I've heard them say this, college wants a best 2 out of 3 for the championship. You know that, right? Like they're gonna
Yeah.
go through the 4 and the 2
and then
because you get basketball and baseball have a chess match of rotation that's just kind of different. And I'm not saying football doesn't have it, but football is such a contact collision sport. You don't really get that. You don't get that level of adjustment, but football does do it in a sense because I'm pretty sure from a division standpoint, they make adjustments,
yeah, they do.
you know, and football kind of mocks it a little. Well, they kind of mirror it a little bit too because you play one game in your house,
One game
and you play one game in
on
your
the
house.
road.
So you and what do they say? What do they say?
Hey, any given Sunday.
They say you won the series 2-0, you split the series 1-1. So they're doing it. They're doing it themselves. And then there have been times when 2 division rivals have done so well in the year, they end up meeting again
And meet in the playoffs. Yeah.
in the playoffs, and that's still a part of the series. So I like football. Football gonna be football because it's collision sport, but I'm not against the series thing because it's more of a longer chess match.
Yeah, but my thing as far as with basketball is, and we know there's ratings and all that, but they drag it out. So, I mean, best out of 7. Do we really need almost 3 weeks to figure out who's going to win the championship? I mean, but like I understand there's money and all that, but just from a pure sports aspect of it. Let's go ahead and let's get it over. Let's suit up and let's play.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do after March?
In what aspect?
Maybe the latest April. As far as sports is concerned, you gonna watch golf,
No,
bowling?
I'll catch boxing matches. I'll be
How often
tracking.
you mean the lower level boxing match, not the
Yeah,
high
yeah. I'll be tracking NFL and college football,
in the
and
off season.
yeah, and I'll be keeping up with whatever's going on, something interesting stories or whatnot.
You'll be doing something else. Cause my thing is, for what you're saying, every game in the NBA playoffs would be one game, just like an NCAA tournament, which means that you're going to push the basketball season ending in April when it ends in probably late May, June. When that ends, you don't have any real sports until, and you don't watch baseball.
Yeah, it's just like I said, the series for a championship just doesn't do anything for me. I
Gotcha.
just because I don't feel as though. But some people say, well, you came back from 3 down, from 3-0, and you won 4-3, so you were the better team. No, not that doesn't necessarily mean that. It could have been a letdown from the other team, and momentum gets going, and you could be up on somebody, something happens, and this just in course of the game, all of a sudden momentum shifts, and you can't stop. That could be the same thing happen because if you're up 3-0, you should never. It shouldn't end up going 7 games. It just should.
Which one is a more popular term? Super Bowl or Game 7? Which one has more?
I think game 7 probably does. The people say, "Oh, it's tied. Let me see."
It's tied 3-3.
Right
Let
there.
me see.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I've always wanted the NBA and baseball to institute this. Take a little bit of football because of this. I've always wanted them to. It doesn't have to make it to a Game 7 because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a sweep. It's going to be what it is. However, when it does make it to a Game 7, it's neutral site. You get 2 weeks to rest, a whole week off, and the game is in. Unless you play in Vegas, the game is in Vegas, and that one arena, and then you make Game 7 the one game you're talking about.
Okay.
Like
nice.
the impact
Nice.
one.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is
nice,
anyway.
But how are you going to get that through the fans? Because they're like, okay, did we have to go ahead and purchase a Game 7 ticket already and get these reservations and do all of that? Or
Well, here's the thing. You probably have a inclination. Because remember, the Super Bowl is, now you're going to probably try to get into sports manipulation by what I'm about to say. But the Super Bowl is people purchasing Super Bowl tickets now not knowing who's going to be in it.
Yeah, because they just want to be there.
They just want to be there. So a Game 7 would be seen the same way, but I wouldn't do it until like the start of the playoffs. I would give baseball and basketball, okay, this is the number 1 seed in the West, this is the number 1 seed in the East. If things play out the way they play out, that'd be a nice game. That'd be a nice series in a Game 7. You have an opportunity to buy this ticket now. Put it on reservation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Put it on reserve. And then once they made it to the series, start booking your flights. Because we're talking about a 20,000 arena. Like, it's not that serious. 20,000, 40,000. Baseball stadium might be a little different, but basketball, it ain't that serious.
But flights are gonna go up because people come into you come into this place and we know why you come in, so we're gonna jack up the rates. You know how free enterprise is. We jacking up the hotel costs.
Like for instance, if it's a Game 7, it's gonna be in AT&T Stadium. We're gonna try to pack in. We're gonna make this a basketball stadium, but we're gonna try to pack in. It's 100,000 seat stadium. We're gonna try to pack in 60. turning it into basketball. Oh, because I doubt you fill up a game 7. But the thing is, whoever gets the game 7, it's the partying, it's the city. They're going. I think basketball would have found a secret weapon to the Super Bowl and have All-Star Weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't All-Star Weekend brings them all.
Exactly. And the money you pay for a game 7, if that game 7 doesn't happen, you either get it refunded or it funnels back into your team's season tickets at a discounted rate to try to keep some of the bread. But here's the thing. If game 7s take off and really get a name, they're going to call game 7s.
Yeah.
They're going to be cheating. They're going to be manipulating 1%.
Yeah, because you start getting a bunch of game 7s, it's going to be okay. Yeah, so they doing something shady going on. Yeah.
Right. Now game 7 in the playoffs, like within the playoffs, that's just a game 7.
Game 7, yeah.
But a game 7 NBA Finals, game 7 World Series. Oh, we about to move this thing.
Yeah.
And that would turn it one game. That would turn it because that's when it really is that one game.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
And you know what? If we know we got a game 7 and them game 7 tickets ain't selling like that, guess what it's gonna be? A sweep. You know the game 7 this year's game 7 tickets ain't really like let's go back. This is a nice conversation. Let's go back. Imagine, well, he never saw a game 7, but the opportunity to see Jordan possibly play in a game 7 when they were running, and you know you're gonna see the Bulls every year.
Yeah.
They're gonna be buying them tickets up. But the thing is, he never saw a game.
Never saw it. Yeah.
He never wanted to play in one. But to know you're gonna see Jordan game 7, oh, they would have Jordan would have played game 7s if they had a thing called game 7.
Yeah, it would have done a whole bunch of game 7s and in different mega cities every year.
You got the game 7 MVP and the finals MVP.
Yeah, they'll be in Atlanta, they will be in New York, they'll
rotate them just like exactly.
Yeah.
And you will know the city
ahead of time.
So the New York Knicks, if they the favorites that year and it's gonna be in New York, they're gonna have the same incentive football would have.
Yeah. Playing it home, winning it at home.
You know, and then the monetized side of that would be, you mean to tell me we just played in Madison Square Garden 3 games and we still get the game 7? Oh man.
What's the NBA commissioner name? Let me shoot him a text right quick.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. That would be that game 7. Lucky number 7. Yeah. And NBA commissioner's name, I know his name. LeBron homeboy.
Yeah, that would definitely sell a lot of tickets and bring in a lot of revenue to different cities.
Absolutely. Adam Silver. That's his name.
Adam Silver. Yeah.
Adam Silver. Now moving right along, check this out. We were talking about game 7 rules. I wanted to go here with you right quick before we go any further. 2 touches is not 2 feet.
It should be. It should be, because that's even more difficult.
That was even more difficult.
Think about it now. A foot and a butt, or a butt cheek, is the equivalent of 2 feet. So how can a double tap of the same foot not be inbounds? And I understand the rule, but still, that's something that needs to be talked about. That's something that needs to be changed.
You know what I don't understand about that rule? The other rule. You know you see the touchdown with no feet at all.
Yeah, butt cheek.
No, when the ball crossed the plane.
Yeah. With
When the ball breaks the plane,
your
no matter
body doesn't go across, you just reach it over.
you reached it. So my question is, when he caught the ball, did he not break the plane? Like at what's the
Control. You got to have control of it, though. I'm sure the argument would
okay,
be
the argument
he
was
didn't have
control.
control. Yeah.
And so it's control with 2 feet.
I think it's a rarity. That's why
It was so rare they didn't know
it's a
what to
rarity.
call it.
Yeah.
Because was it Gronk? I mean Gronk just coming up everywhere. Gronk, no. Jason Kelsey, the brother of Travis. He was under the impression, so you telling me I can hop on 1 foot into the end zone, hop out, and would never have a touchdown? No, because the ball broke the plane under your control. You wouldn't have a touchdown on 1 foot.
Yeah. But I think that's something. It's so rare. I don't even think that they will go and adjust it in the off season, the competition committee, because yes, you need it. It has to happen a couple more times this season for them to say, hey, maybe we need to look at this. But it should. But just like everyone said, okay, a butt cheek or a knee and an elbow, a foot and an elbow is in bounds. So I don't understand why double tapping, like you on IG, why double tapping isn't considered a touchdown. It's crazy.
I'm gonna tell
And
you something. If they change that rule,
the Pickens rule.
if they change that into the Pickens rule, you about to see a lot of receivers practice the Pickens.
Yeah.
Because that is some athleticism and body control. That man was pushing it, and because I think his subconscious was, oh, I got to get this 1 foot, my other foot gonna come on down. And so but when he realized he got pushed, like in that instant, he was like, because it was a good play by the DB.
Yeah.
When he realized he got pushed, he was like, oh, let me get some more in. So I believe jokers will practice catching, pat, and maybe they might even practice catching, pat, turn in a push because it's so rare. Shout out to Pickens though, man. You balled out. You did good. Got a touchdown taken away from you, even though you still had one. That's just, man.
Think about it now. He had 2 touchdowns that were taken away. The other one by incidental face mask.
That's right. He got 2. Yeah.
And he should have had a potential third on that deep pass that rushed through to him, but he just wasn't able to stay in bounds as he was running down the sideline. The deep out when he hit him down the sideline.
Right. Awesome
And
stuff, man.
shout out to Russell Wilson. Everyone wants to say he washed up and this and that, but he's not. And yes, it's been 2 games, but he can still spin it. He can still do practically everything that he was able to do in his prime. He's just not as quick as he used to be. But his quickness, he makes up for that lack of quickness with the strength in his legs. Because you see him running out, he does run out of tackles like a running back. Because he's always been squatting
low center of gravity.
Yeah.
He definitely has a low center of gravity in him. Yeah, he definitely does. Speaking of things that have never happened before, and strong legs, low center of gravity, and very powerful QB runners, something that's never happened before. We have it in our minds, because it probably has happened before. They just camouflage it a little bit better than telling the truth. Anthony AR-12, or was it 22?
Good.
Tapped out. He tapped out. He tapped out. He tapped out. Then told the reporters, I tapped out because I was tired. Now the full story of that is,
I was tired, boss.
Well, you bench, son.
Get some rest over
And
there.
that's what the thought said. Anthony Richardson got benched for being tired. Let's unwrap that. Like, whose side are you on with that?
I'm on the coach side, and he tapped out. I think you and some people who don't know what they're talking about say, well, guys get tired. You are the quarterback. You are the face of the franchise. You are a first round draft pick. You are supposed to be the leader and set the example on this team. You ran around, scrambled, and got winded. You think your linemen weren't winded when they were running, trying to keep block? You think these receivers aren't winded running go routes 5 plays in a row where you don't throw the ball because you throwing it into the dirt or you don't get the ball delivered? They're tired. All he had to do, worst case scenario, is call a timeout. Go over to the coach, get up under center, like he wasn't sure about what he should audible to, and call a timeout, go over to the coach and discuss it, and all the while he's catching his breath. Or just get under center and hand the damn ball up. You don't need to be tired, coach. I just need it. Because I'm sure Siano was looking at him like this.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
And other people, look, is this your king? Is this your leader? Is this your captain?
I'm gonna tell you, man.
And you're not playing well. That's why you're on the bench. Go ahead.
Oh, no. He's not playing well because
He's not good.
one, you got to go. If you go back to watch film at Gainesville, I don't think that's his first time ever doing that. Like he did that. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do when I'm tired. Like I mean, I played some games against Kentucky, or he didn't. But he might not have to, because over there in Florida in college, sometimes you be running 2 quarterbacks, and that might be the scheme or something. Who know what the situation was? But I think, just like you said, I don't think he has the intellect to understand, because I don't think he has the QB intellect to understand how to get your breath as a quarterback in the NFL. And he lost his job because when you can't even know how to do that, coach, I don't like that play. I'm looking at that DB and I think he finna, we need to run a running play. Coach, I'm finna audible out of this and get cussed out for the audible. I think he got benched because that was the straw that broke the camel's back of understanding. Dude just don't know quarterbacking like that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason our offense is sputtering. He don't know how to be a quarterback. And that goes back to your original point from 8-9 episodes ago in a short about it. Development,
Yeah.
development. He's not developed. Bryce got his job back, but you cannot be in college doing collegiate things with other collegiate athletes who are athletic thinking you're developed. Everybody ain't developed. He ain't developed.
Yeah. He could, and what he could have did was simple. If he didn't call timeout, if he didn't sit there and wait and then audible to a running play. You got 30 seconds in between plays. You get out of the huddle in 10 seconds. So you got 20 seconds left to snap the ball. Man, get down there, slow count it, get your breath, play clock down to 3, 2, hut. There are other ways you could have gotten your breath back besides
it's not there.
His football IQ is lacking.
Football IQ. And he didn't get it in college.
But remember, he played poorly in college. He only played 13 games. And again, like we talked about episodes ago, it's the development of the front office needs to be on the same page with the coaching staff to let them to realize, hey, this guy is not ready yet. He's got 13 starts in college. He is not ready to be handed the keys to the franchise and expected
Right.
to do that. If we got to go through these growing pains. He missed last year. He played a few games and he missed it. So he basically, and he's still in his rookie year. He played, maybe 10 games. So he's still young, extremely young in his career. But you got to do something to develop him. And also, I mean, it's been a big thing in the core was talking about, hey, is his confidence going to be shaken now? It might be, but your confidence should be shaken because you've been stinking up the joint. And then you're going to make a decision that had everybody looking at you like, man, this who we going to war with? This who's supposed to lead us?
Shady McCoy sound like a jock when he said that. He sound his confidence gonna be shaken. That is jock talk, and I don't want to hear anybody talking to me about, well, you never played, you don't understand. No, that's just jock talk. Cause I'm gonna tell you why. Good luck comes to those who are prepared. If you have, I've been in classes plenty of times. If I've read the book, read over the chapters, even skimmed over the chapters, and you throw a quiz in my face, I'm more prepared.
Go pass it.
That I am when I haven't looked at the book at all. Confidence is gonna come with him getting in the film room, looking at quarterbacks that know how to play quarterback. Okay, I can do this. I'm not just athletic. He ain't gonna lose confidence being better prepared, better developed. You just sound like a jock right now, Shady. You just talking to talk. No, he gonna be Go get prepared.
And if his confidence is shaken from this, he's not your quarterback anyway. Go ahead and cut bait with him. I mean, man, I ain't gonna say it, but I'm sure there was a couple of his teammates when they found that out, they looked over and they said, "This N-word," because I mean, you can't.
I bet his teammates
running backs would tap out and say, "Hey, I need a breather." Receivers would do it, but you know what? They use it as the others that come in.
Teammates, he got benched. I guarantee you, his teammates. No, the world was surprised. His teammates. That's just him. He's done something that okay. The tapping out might have been, like I say, the straw that broke the camel's back. The ultimate thing, like, dang, bro. But there's a not surprised element that his teammates. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't even think Buddy, who was chanting about the win in Chicago, and he supposed to be over there getting ready for the Hail Mary. I don't think his teammates surprised. Like, come on now, this is who he is.
Yeah, because I'm sure that Anthony Richardson has had a moment or two since he's been with the Colts that in the middle of a play in practice, he stopped because he didn't know what to do or something didn't look the way it should. But still, I have never been all right here watching and playing. I have never seen a quarterback tap out. I've never seen a quarterback say, "I need a breather." Never. I have never seen it.
I'm gonna tell you something, boy. We might need to go. I'm from Florida. We might need to see what's going on down there in Gainesville, because Gainesville is supposedly the top institution in the state of Florida as far as colleges are concerned. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. I saw 2 blonde bonehead plays by former Gators this past week, because Buddy almost lost a touchdown in Atlanta. He really did lose it. They gave it to him. So I'm just saying, I need to check what's going on down there in Florida. I need to check what's going on. But anyway, there are like about 13 underdeveloped, or not under the age of 25 quarterbacks that have lost their spot. And we need to figure out what we're going to do about that, because that's not, and that's not to say that there are some under 25 guys doing their thing, but the scouting thing is not good. That's not good.
And I was saying, the guy, he's not ready. He's not ready. But you paid him all this money to get him ready. And if it's going to be a process, it's just going to be a process, and you got to go through it with him. And that's what they're going to That's what they finding out in Carolina with Bryce Young, because they 10 games in, he's on the bench, and now the only reason he's starting is because Andy Dalton sprained his thumb in a car accident.
So the backup is playing. The backup is playing.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of and he's lost the wide receiver, because speaking of the Carolina Panthers, Deontay Johnson, was he a former Steeler?
Yeah.
Yeah. Deontay Johnson has been traded to the Baltimore Ravens, more than likely to make up for the absence of their previously injured wide receiver that they have going on over there. And then the bigger news in that is DK Metcalf is involved in trade talk. No one has.
You know where I want him to go.
You want to go to the Cowboys?
Don't play with me.
Hold on. DK Metcalf is an X, right?
Yeah, he needs to come to Pittsburgh.
What about Pickens?
Pickens can play anywhere, and I think Metcalf can play anywhere. We just need a second receiver, and if we get a second receiver of his caliber who's a 1, that frees up the offense even more. That opens it up even more.
Let me tell you something. Desperation from a desperate standpoint. Y'all at least still got a running game.
Yep.
Like
nothing.
DK Metcalf wouldn't do anything for us because we don't have a running game, but he still would do more for us than he would for y'all. So he's better served over there. CD is not an X. CD is not a true X. And I wish people would stop with this. And I'm going to get off of him a little bit, but I wish they would stop with this. You don't have a running game, so it's difficult for you, and you're going to concentrate on CD, and CD going to get his yards, blah, blah, blah. CD ain't getting nobody open.
Yeah, he hadn't opened up. He hadn't opened up the passing game for other receivers, and he hadn't opened up your running game.
So my point is, like, we have to stop acting like we didn't pay CD like he was Jerry Rice, and we didn't believe that Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dowdle, and Dalvin Cook could be Roger Craig, and he was good enough to turn one of them receivers into John Taylor to a degree, you know.
Yeah,
come on now.
But it all goes back to Jerry not doing what he needed to.
Metcalf, man, more than y'all.
I think Metcalf is. I don't think he's going anywhere because of the salary cap number and his contract's gonna be up. But I don't think that he would be upset if he went somewhere else that had a chance of winning, because Geno is not a long-term answer quarterback for Seattle. He's not.
Exactly, and DK getting kind of long in the tooth.
Oh, DK's only 26. I thought he was older than that.
No,
but he's only 26. But he seems like he's been around
8 years
longer. Yeah, he's only 26.
DK, man, I got you getting Medicaid. Free work was at Dennis on your birthday, man. My bad, man. 26.
So I think
Jerry, pull the trigger, Jerry. Jerry, pull the trigger. I know you won't. Pull the trigger, and it is what it is, and get a running back in the draft. Come on, Jerry. We need that boy.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it. You notice everybody's making moves to get receivers for the trade deadline, and the Chiefs, of course, they went and got another one. Hopkins. We talked about that another show.
Yeah, we talked about Hopkins. You got Hopkins, right?
But these teams that think that they're ready to compete and ready to win one, they're going out, they're making moves, getting not just maybe what they needed, but what could also be a luxury, and getting another one, because the Chiefs didn't, they needed someone else, but Mahomes has shown you already last year he can make do with whomever, which is the mark of a great player.
Mark of a great quarterback. And also, I got a weapon that can work with any weapon. But I'm still gonna get him some more weapons, even if that weapon is like this man can. Did you ever watch MacGyver?
Yeah.
The 18.
Yeah.
Anything is a weapon. Anything.
Anything we need to do this, we can take this gum wrapper, connect it to this bottle, and we got a bomb.
And we got a bomb. And we got a bomb. And if you really want to be honest, Tony Stark, quarterback for KC, because he took them scrap metal parts that he supposed to be building a bomb with and got out of. This is a hit refresh moment. And he got out. He got out of captivity with an Iron Man suit on. I'm telling you, that boy bad, man. So we already know who's what. I am getting you something to help you. See, people got the wrong idea. People think you're supposed to get someone to help them. No, you get someone to make something that's already good better.
Better, right? And that's what's keeping the Chiefs ahead of everybody else.
Split.
And people can say what they want to. Mahomes isn't having a stellar year stat wise, but they're 7-0. The defense has gotten where it's dominant, and Mahomes is just doing enough for them to get by. And once the playoffs start, it's like the lights gonna come on. It's like, hey, we've had these whole 17 games to get everything aligned. All right, fellas, these next 3 games, this is why we're here. Those first 17 games was just practice. These next 3 games are what counts. And
absolutely.
And that's what he did last year. No Tyreek Hill. Oh, it don't matter. Kelsey not being stellar. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're gonna still keep it rolling. And that's what Lamar is gonna have to be able to do that this year for when the times when they decide for whatever reason not to feed the rock to Henry, and Deontay is gonna need to get on the page with him real quick. Because I think Deontay gives them the type of receiver that they didn't have. Because Zay Flowers can do a lot of stuff underneath and all that, but he's still developed. Deontay can run every route. He's got great feet. He can get downfield. And of course, yes, we know that the knock on him the whole time in Pittsburgh, believe me, trust me, I know, was his drops. His drops and running parallel to the line of scrimmage.
We wanted to mess with him. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we didn't.
He's a quality receiver.
He's very, 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 very quick, shifty. Now, Stephon Diggs is out with torn ACL for the year. Does Houston look at the AFC South and say, look, hopes Tennessee? I mean, I think Houston wins the AFC South anyway. It's just too bad.
Diggs wasn't really doing much anyway.
The thing was, Nico out.
Yeah. He's out.
So with Diggs out, it really puts them in a situation.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Houston and speaking of him being out, even before he was out, even before Diggs was out, Stroud wasn't having the type of year that was reminiscent of his rookie year. Stroud has been out. I don't know if it's a sophomore slump, or I don't know if he just overachieved last year, but he looks mortal this year. He's mortal this year.
It's film. I think he, and that's the thing. You
got to get better every year. You can't be what you were the previous.
You can't. When you have 16 games of film, these are very ingenious coordinators out here. It is their job to find your weakness. Like internally, we are drafting in our own division for other teams in our division to neutralize you. Then you got 16 games where the other 5 teams in your division, the other 27 teams, have film on you that the league says you have to give us to look at you, to figure out how to neutralize you. as a professional, he needs to understand what you saw last year.
It's not the same that you're going to see
I'm
this
going
year.
to polish up what I know you can't stop, and I'm about to stop everything I know you can. I'm not going back to them habits. No more. No more. Coach, shut me in 12 new plays. See, and that's how you know that's how you know Andy Reid got a mind that'll help Mahomes enhance himself because he can shuttle in them 12 new plays.
Right.
That you haven't seen him perform and do. So yeah, I don't want to say sophomore slump. It ends up being, two things can be right at the same time, but it got film on you, bud. Film on you. You don't want to end up like it. You don't want to end up like Trevor Lawrence, your AFC South mate. When they got film on him, he never tried to fix it. And now look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of Lawrence and some of these other guys, at what point do we give someone the official bust label? I'm not going to give it to Richardson yet because he hadn't even played the full season yet when you combine. I'm not going to give it to Bryce yet because he's still so early in his career. Even though he ain't, but at this point, Bryce and Richardson are trending down towards slump, towards bust. I'm ready to give Lawrence the bust tag.
Lawrence will
because
never be a bust. Lawrence will never be a bust.
To the media, he won't be, but the fans who've been watching him, he's a bust. Even though he got that second contract, he's done nothing.
And that's the problem right there. Bust is you did nothing to even get a second contract. If you gave me glimpses of brilliance can go a long way. Just ask Josh Allen. Beating someone and making it to another level in one season of glory can go a long way. Just ask Joe Burrow. So Trevor Lawrence did get that in his resume. Then his comparable. Then you got to go to your comparable. His comparable just got benched again. Justin Fields.
Whole draft class.
Yeah, you can't. Trevor won't be because he's not Todd Marinovic. He's not David Carr. He's Jeff George. He's Cutler.
Okay, let's put it this way. He's drastically underperformed for what you expect out of him and only had moments.
That's just who he is. But he won't get what's the word for that?
Disappointment.
Then he's a disappointment. Okay. You
disappointment.
You can put it,
unfulfilled potential.
You can put him in that category of these talented guys who just disappoint you. But the Butch Bass, we had it the other day. He in the recycling bin.
Yeah.
He about to be in the recycling bin. Like he's going to if he don't get it up, he gonna know he got one good contract, take care of his family, and cut his hair and be clipboard material and have like a flash of greatness. Vinny Testaverde.
Long career being average.
Long career. I'm cool coming in for somebody and I know enough of the game where, I could I could do whatever. Who was that won the Super Bowl in Philadelphia?
Well, not Cole. I'm thinking, I went way back. Foles.
Until he just fizzled out. And the injury, the one whose job he took.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. You can't even say Carson Wentz. You give Carson Wentz his little technically, you're gonna say he injured, but Carson Wentz gets that moment of glory for that year, that MVP type year. He got hurt. They don't bust it.
Speaking of Wentz, I have never seen a player get more run out of someone mentioning saying he was on pace for an MVP type year.
Come on,
I mean, that's good. The year they won the Super Bowl, he was on pace to possibly be a league MVP. Okay, what's he done in the decade since?
Absolutely. You know,
It's incredible how some of these things paying out and how
it
they
it
will rank certain
it,
guys.
it come and it come back to people how you pump them up. It's marketing. How you pump them up. Exactly. And having said all that, man, I don't know if we on last word. You got any more something we forgot to mention?
You gotta give a shout out to Travis Hunter, who's the offensive and defensive player of the year in this conference. I mean, of the month, of the week.
Other week, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
Shout out to
that
Travis.
something that has never been done, and obviously there's a reason why it hasn't been done. But the fact that he was able to do it, that's, I mean, I don't know, he keeps doing things that you shouldn't be doing, and all these things that you should do in high school. But again, like I said in the last show, I still think that they need to start pulling him back. Even if he continues to go both ways, pull back the amount of plays he goes on both sides, because he is playing the equivalent of 2 games every week. And I think that, and he's been doing it since he got to college. He did it at Jackson State. He did it last year in Colorado, and he's doing it again this year. So when he leaves at the end of this year to go to the NFL, instead of playing 3 years of college football, he would, in essence, by the snaps, he would have played 6 years of college football. And
Definitely.
speaking of 6 years or 7 years, damn it, now I can't remember his name. Quarterback he's a backup. He's a 7th year quarterback. God, he just got hurt again.
We got a
He's always
7th year
played.
tight end in Miami.
No, he's a
7th
9th year tight end. He's a
uh,
9th year tight end. But the guy who got
year
7 year,
tight end, yeah.
I can't remember his name in the school, but he's retired. I think from the Big Ten school. He's retired from playing ball because of injuries. And the NCAA got to get a hold on this. I mean, I understand hardships, injury hardships and things like that, but 7, 8, 9 years to be able to play college football, college athletic, you
What
got to put
Shiloh?
a cap on that.
What
You got to
Shiloh?
put a cap on it. Huh?
What is Shiloh pushing? 5?
Shallow's got to be in his 5th or 6th year. He's got to be, because he played a few years before he went to
Yeah, with
Jackson State.
game costs. You
Yeah,
know, the pandemic probably made them numbers go crazier.
yeah.
So
But also these guys letting them go. Okay, I played 4 years, but now I'm going to go and play a graduate year at another school. What? And somebody who benefited from that greatly was Russell Wilson. But why have you graduated, but you want to keep playing, but you want to go somewhere else, play 1 year grad school?
hey,
But
I'm gonna
I
put it like,
mean,
at least they're not
that's
doing like,
like saying, hey, I just graduated from high school. I want to play one more year as a 13th grader before I go to college.
I mean, at least they're not doing like that dude that was at Texas that was like 32, 35 and went back and played.
I'm okay with that, because you still got eligibility. You're a lot older, but you still
He
playing for your 4 years.
he almost had them boy lose that eligibility. My eligibility.
But
Yeah, man,
re-
that's crazy. But yeah, I understand. It's just go on and play. Go on and play the little flag football league. Like you got love for the game. That's really what it is. So you're saying, okay, I want to be able to suit up. I want to be able to get these free meals and this free weight room training. It might be a little bit more than just the game itself, because you get some freebies out of that. But
yeah,
most definitely, man. And then shout out to Travis Hunter. I heard that you and your fiance are expecting twins, which is cool. And I guess one gonna play defense, one gonna play offense.
man, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe I don't want to put my moral compass or whatnot on other folks, but somebody got to talk to these guys about, hey, going out and getting these girls pregnant while they're in school or when they first
When
get
they've
into the
been together
league.
since high school, though. That's what I heard.
Yeah, but still, I
Still
mean,
catching that check.
yeah, you at least at least graduate first and get to the league. Go ahead and marry her and do
Yeah, man.
whatever. But
You're a millionaire.
yeah, but you ain't a millionaire like that, especially if something gets blown out. You know, if a knee gets blown out or something.
You taking double chances because you are taking
Yeah.
double.
But
And
to his
shout out to
credit,
yeah.
he is a 4.0 student. So he is an actual student athlete and not an athlete who happens to be enrolled in school.
Right. And shout out to the Big 12 conference for actually putting him on that pedestal to market his Heisman, by making him both,
Yeah.
because they didn't have to do that. I'm pretty sure there was somebody that they were like, well, he's playing good on offense, and we're gonna give it Travis on defense. But marketing it that way does open up the lane to make it definitely more feasible to market that Heisman because he is a both way athlete, and I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are going to definitely like the fact that he will be sitting there in New York when that time comes.
And I think about one more thing about Travis before we move on. Now, how crazy would this be? Is if his numbers go up on offense as far as he goes on the streak again and finishes with 100 yards every week, which is possible because he had one game where he didn't go over 100 this year. All right, so he winds up and he starts kicking off a few more passes. How crazy would this be for him to get the Biletnikoff, the Jim Thorpe, and the Heisman? Best offensive player, best receiver in the country, best DB in the country, and best player in the country.
Isn't there two receivers that kind of take the Fred Biletnikoff away from him a bit? That boy,
Yeah, but I'm saying if you get on run on the run, I'm not saying he's gonna do
if
it,
he
but
went
that's
on the
saying
run,
if he gets on the run and he actually does that, man.
that would be it. You know what? If he goes on a run, my opinion on that is this: if he goes on a run and he finds himself in one of those situations where somebody else could have got it, but I ain't gonna argue with the fact that you gave it to Travis.
Yeah.
If he close to that, give him all three because college football need it.
Yeah.
Like the wide receiver, the dude you might give the wide receiver, and the dude you might give the Jim Thorpe to, aren't going to push that needle like Travis does. It's just not gonna happen. So give it to him. Now they wouldn't even be at this point. They wouldn't even be robbing him of the Heisman. There's no clear fact.
Yeah. My Ward is in it and Genty from Boise State would be mine because I'm a running back. I like running back, and I do want to see the Heisman get spread around and because they turned it into a quarterback rule, and
But
I get it.
Travis Hunter is
And Travis,
he would
but
be spreading.
Travis to win it, for Travis to win the Heisman, he has to keep doing what he's doing at that level for the
Right.
rest of the season.
In the wide out, Marvin Harris, who won it last year? Daniels did.
Yeah.
Daniels did. Marvin Harrison just up there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Daniels did. All right. Any last words other than that might have been? Yeah.
I just want to say, hey, y'all get ready. It's gonna be a fun week. I just want to see what the Detroit Lions are gonna do this week because after those scoring the points that they did last week, their secondary needs to get a little better. But after last week, they are my favorite in the NFC because I think I think it's going to be extremely difficult if that team is clicking to be beaten in the play.
Detroit Lions?
Because yes, if they're clicking, my fear for them is peaking too early because right now they look like they peak, and can they sustain that or not? Because we've seen in the past teams have peaked early and they couldn't sustain it when they got to the playoffs. But at this point, even with losing Hendrickson, they are still looking like the best team at least in the NFC.
Hey man, there's an algorithm out there with the law of attraction, and they're saying like artificial intelligence is saying that everything that's happening has happened before, and it's really just a matter of you focusing on something else or something, and that algorithm just for you as an individual is just going to happen again in same form, different form. So I say all that to say, Detroit going Detroit, Atlanta going Atlanta. Who else out there? Who else out there looking like they about to do something? Washington going Washington. Washington acting like they big meats just got out of Washington going Washington. That's just what they're gonna do. It's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. Now my final last words is, again, man, it's football season and basketball season. And I just hated to look at that list of quarterbacks under 25 years old. And you know what? The NBA has this bust too. They really do. Under 25 years old. Because just as Tank says, you're all coming in here underdeveloped. Here, y'all tapped out a long time before Anthony Richardson tapped out. He's just the description of it now. He's the one that did it. He's the character. And the reason y'all tapping out is because we got to start competing with these kids. I know the NFL hides behind a mask, and they compete with the mellow balls of the world with quarterbacks. No other position in the NFL is more the face of the league than the NFL quarterback. To compete with those who don't wear masks on the NBA squads and Major League Baseball squads. And what happens is you don't hear about these guys, but in the offseason you start seeing them develop into these, he gonna be top 5, he gonna be this. That little experiment is not working. And all it is you're marketing these guys up to be more than what they are for your own self-aggrandizing interest and trying to be bigger than another league who has found themselves doing the same thing to their kids, because kids start believing that they're more than what they ought to. Just like 50 Cent said about Amari Hardwick. You put a little bit too much value on yourself, and then when you get in there and things start going fast, it's not there. A lot of that ain't y'all fault, but you drinking the Kool-Aid that they serving. So I'm just asking y'all, man, just there's only a few. We see too many times great college football players do nothing when they get to the next level, and we see some that really do. And I'm telling you, those that they be putting in our face last minute, they're not paying it out that well. They're not paying it out that well. Don't drink that Kool-Aid, man. Don't drink that Kool-Aid. Tap out. Tap out is supposed to be when you pin somebody and with a win. Not, I need to breathe on the sideline. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to everybody. Please make sure you follow us on Twitter, on X, at No Jazz Show. Go to our YouTube and subscribe. No Jazz Show. Instagram, NOJ. Hit that like button. Comment. What else we need him to do, Tank?
Don't forget to share.
Absolutely. Signing off. No Jazz. Salute these people, Tank.
Show. Make sure you tell 5-6 people. If you love the show, make sure you tell 500-600 people.
That's right. We gonna do it. Later on. Ladies, for all of your comfort and round the house wear, lingerie, comfy clothes, make sure you visit quickvisits.com. That's QUIKVISITS.com. For all of your lounge wear, lingerie wear, sport wear, workout wear, athletic wear, make sure you go to quickvisits.com. They'll be there for you, and you'll love that I tell you.